What's up, everybody? Today we are in Zagreb, Croatia. Just arrived last night. We actually had a great time watching a soccer game. Hi, Rox.
Hi.
How are you?
Tired. I stayed up until like 11:30.
11:30. You guys love in Zagreb so far. What do you think of it? What are your first
It
thoughts?
reminds me a lot of Romania.
Delicious ice cream.
Delicious ice cream.
There's ice cream shops everywhere, which you know we love. Architect. That's why we travel.
Beautiful architecture. We had an amazing dinner last night at Curry Bowl, which is very highly rated here. Indonesian food, of course, come to Croatia for Indonesian food. Right now, right? Why not, right? So today we're gonna go check out the city. So far, like I say, we arrived yesterday. We took the bus from the train station. Our apartment, we'll have to show you this. We are right in the center of the old town, which we 100% did on purpose. We didn't want to have a car while we were here, and we knew we'd be spending our time in the city. So let's go see, let's get out and about and see what's going on. So when we walk out of our apartment here, this is our view, and we'll just pop down the stairs and there are a lot of apartments like this up above the restaurants and above the shops.
And for once, we don't have a car, so we were able to stay here, because a lot of times you can't park when you're staying in the thick of it. So it was a nice change to do it this way instead for a few days.
Weather's nice, very warm, so as soon as you pop out, we're in the thick of it. Restaurants galore, coffee shops on every corner. Pricing here is definitely a lot more similar to the States. I wouldn't particularly say, well, not the States, the state that we come from, because states are very different as you go across the United States. New York, California, Louisiana, extremely expensive states. We live in a lower cost state, and the pricing here in Croatia reminds me of that. And last night was a lot of fun. We sat out here actually at a bar, and we'll show you that here in a second. We just crossed through, it's called the Stone Gate that used to separate Uptown from Low Town or downtown. So now we're uptown.
No, that was Uptown.
How would that be uptown if we went up?
I don't know, but I know we're staying in Uptown.
So we're moving on up, moving on up.
Anyway,
You did not just see
Upper Town, Zagreb definitely has its own vibe. Its age is a little bit different. But it's because Lower Town is a completely different, different city. I think for a while, even everything government ran completely different.
So now we're going to some sort of market, as I understand. Is it a market? There's Tolkien's house.
I love markets.
That's not like actually Tolkien's house, was it? Like J.R.R. Tolkien? I'll have to look that up.
So there is one thing sad here today. So in 2020, there was a massive earthquake here, and it did significant damage. So there's a lot of the things we would normally see going to the cathedral and things that I have very mixed reviews on if they're open or not. So we're gonna go check and see. There's a good chance a lot of what was on the list originally won't even be open yet because reconstruction is still going on.
Yeah, they actually have like a facade on it so you can see how it's going. Look, that thing is massive. That looks to me like it's way bigger than like Notre Dame even.
It feels taller, doesn't it?
I think so. First things first, our apartment is not equipped with a coffee maker, and we don't like instant coffee, and all there is a kettle. So we're just gonna pop into this little cafe and have some cappuccinos. And what are you guys getting?
We'll be right back. We're also going to shop across the street, so you guys don't have to wait for
And they're
us.
shopping across the street. Slay.
Excuse me.
And so anyway, we're gonna have a couple cappuccinos. This place is cash only. You only need €2 for a cappuccino, €2 for a hot chocolate. So it's a really nice place, and the area is cool. Check this out. Little market right behind us, and then it's Sunday morning, so we keep hearing the church bells. It's an absolutely beautiful day to be here. Alrighty, we've got hot chocolate, coffee with cream, some cappuccinos. Get this day going. And we're having them at Carpe Diem. It's cash only, but it is very, very well priced. How's the coffee? You do not know yet? Have you just eaten cream? What?
I had gum in my mouth and I just took a swallow of freezing cold water.
Good job. Boys, how's your hot chocolate?
Delicious.
Croatia has super clean water, and they've got fountains all over the place. Again, I guess this is the only one I've seen, but I'm told there's a bunch of them. Their water's really good. You do not have to drink bottled water here. In fact, it's great that you don't drink bottled water because you don't use all the plastic. So after walking through there, we just had our coffee lunch straight behind me. Really cool little cafe. All these umbrellas, this is the market. So we're gonna head into the market, see if we can find some cool stuff. Looks like there's a couple things up here. Of course, the girls have already stopped. And then last night, this is the Harrods Irish pub. You can hear the church bells going off, and they had the games playing. So we're here during Europe Cup. We've watched a bunch of the games at pubs. It's just a lot of fun. And now it's time for looking at some unique things. We got to the market a little late, and it's a Sunday, so I think it's a lot smaller. You can see all the tables, but we'll definitely come back tomorrow and see if there's a lot more going on, because I'm assuming there will be. I mean, they've got cheese and eggs and meat and everything else, but we're just here so late. Some of the things we buy very commonly is fruit, and cherries are like super prime here right now. And so we got a kilo of grapes and a kilo of cherries.
I should have brought mine so bad.
€5.
Watch out for the
they have a lot of other fruits, and then down we're gonna head down the stairs, and they have the flower, and that's what she just saw.
Listen, that is the only thing that makes me sad about all the markets we visit is I would take fresh flowers back to every apartment ever if we had just disposable income at our whim. Especially because the cute old ladies selling them, they're always like old grandmas throwing the flowers and selling them, and they're adorable. I like want to hug them all.
Anyway, once we come down here,
Stop it.
It's gonna take us into like the main square. What's the square called, do you know?
Okay, I'm gonna read it as I say it so I don't
We're gonna
butcher it.
slaughter Croatian. I can barely even do English, so I have to
to be
apologize
fair,
every video for
I'm
my
doing
awful
better.
pronunciation of
I'm doing
everything.
better here than we did in Spain.
It's really hard for me to read it because it kind of looks like when I can't spell a word, so I just type a bunch of random letters hoping Google can get it right.
They don't use vowels the same
No.
way we do in a Germanic
It's really
language, do they?
confusing.
What was that?
I thought you saw it recording.
No, go ahead. Go on with it though. They have really cute toys, is that what you said?
No, I said they have really cute boys.
Oh, we're just gonna be straight up with it. A lot of lavender around here too. They must grow a bunch of it in the country. So let's flip around.
I think it's Kalfashish.
Oh
Hold
gosh.
on. Square.
Oh, here's the square. We
I'm gonna
actually
ask someone.
we
gotta
came
get
in
back
on
to
this on that rail.
Okay, but look at the buildings here. This little like strip of buildings is like my favorite thing ever. It is so like picturesque and everything that like you romanticize about like a European city that you miss in some of the countries we've been to. They don't look like this.
I do kind of feel like I should go to some sort of fancy ball.
Some sort of ball.
I don't know, like people could be dancing in this square for like a rom-com or something.
The next stop on our list after the market is to go to St. Mark's Church. And we're taking kind of an alleyway route, a little more interesting out through the markets because we've been through the stores. And so, about a 5-minute walk
Sharp
from
right onto
the downtown
Strasmayerovo
area.
Settlement.
After you hike up some stairs, you get a really nice panoramic view here, or viewpoint. So there's the church we showed earlier under construction. And just right there is that kind of old town, these two streets. So if you want to get up here and you're opposed to walking, you can take the Finu car, like a little lift thing that takes you up. We just walked up some stairs though. It really wasn't a bad walk. However, you know, I get that for some people that can either be difficult or there can be disabilities, and they do have that. I believe you're €4 to get up here and still get the great views, which is cool. And we're pulling up now to St. Mark's here in just a second. Behind me is the Museum of Broken Relationships. What is the Museum of Broken Relationships?
It is where people send in their letters of broken relationships and they put them on the
They're just
walls.
sending breakup letters.
Yep.
It's like they took a Reddit subthread of like breakups
Yes.
and made it a
Like,
full
what's the
museum.
craziest thing that...
Some of them are like family relationships and stuff, and it's like people's grieving so loud and how how they overcame it, but it is actually.
Do they not celebrate Festivus? That's when you have the airing of grievances.
I would literally get money out of my bank account to go in.
So in Zagreb, this is an area that there's over 50 museums here. They're not museums like we're used to in all of them. Some of them are like collections.
There's a museum of, what's it?
So there's like a museum of mushrooms. There's a museum of broken relationships. There's a museum of hangovers, which they're famous for. So definitely if you've got the time to wander a little bit, they're not expensive. You can even do the city pass. It gets you to like 5 of them for €20. So
after a 5 or 6 minute walk up some stairs, also it is 50% humidity and 90 degrees, so things are gonna get a little wet. But here is St. Mark's. It is beautiful. The tiled roof is gorgeous.
Fun fact, I almost just fell down that hole.
However, it looks like it's all blocked off. Roxy, is there a private event or do you have to pay to get in or what, hon? Do you know? Beth?
this is unexpected, so we need to stop and Google.
So we'll try to see what's going on, but the whole thing is blocked off. So they let you go inside the church. We just listened to the choir sing, which was incredibly impressive. Now the tile work on the roof, let's talk about that really quick. So this church was actually built in the 13th century, but it's been added on to a bunch since, including the tile roof, which is the cool part. So one of those coats of arms represents the kingdom of Croatia, Slovenia, and Dalmatia. And then the other coat of arms represents just Zagreb. And so really cool history. They put the tiles on in the mid 1800s, and obviously they've maintained since then. We're in the old town, or the Uptown right now. And they don't let you go around the building. I'm not sure why. That is a police station though, and maybe that's why. Not 100% on that. But this is kind of the old town square, and we're in the higher part of the city right now, and the much older part of the city. It's definitely worth the walk up, or you can take the funicular and check it out there. It's the world's shortest funicular, which I just learned. So they do have also a free tour that goes from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. here. So we might even try to get on that tomorrow just to check it out. So way back when, what's the year? Do you even know? I don't actually know.
I believe this was 1192.
12th century. They'd separated the Uptown, which is where we are right now, where St. Mark Church is, and downtown with this gate. And so once you walked down and through here, you were into the downtown. Now, answer me this, town, was that like where the wealthy and whatnot lived? And downtown was more of the common folk, those who didn't eat dragon.
At one point, it literally separated like two different like communities altogether. But I don't know if that was for very long. Oh, look underneath.
Beats me. So let's pop through it. Let's see what it looks like.
This first one that you see, the arch is not a stone gate. Once you get in, then you see the actual.
No, when you journey with us, you learn with us. We never have any idea what we're doing. We just film and do it. So here we go. So we're gonna look that up. I think though that stone gate has obviously a religious significance of people praying and so forth in it. Don't be eating our grapes. What's wrong with you? But yeah, up there is like where all the museums are too. So if you're gonna cruise museums, and there are a ton of them.
Like the Museum of Mushrooms?
What do you think the naive art museum is? The Museum of Broken Relationships. It's so funny to me. But right now, more importantly, we need to go find some lunch. So we'll go find a nice little spot, have a little lunch, and then this afternoon we're gonna head over to a lake. So doing a little research, it was a church and it is a shrine. So as you walk through, it's very quiet.
Looks like World War I.
The hairstyle does. Anyway, it is a shrine, so there's a reverence in there. Like I say, when we listen to the choir in the church, they sing absolutely beautifully. We typically don't record in churches just to keep that I don't know, that sanctity or that quietness. So now we're headed down a hill, and it's gorgeous, and everything here is honestly like a postcard. And yeah, time to eat. Another must-do here is the Grish Underground Tunnel, which is right behind me. Now, these tunnels were built in 1943 for shelters during World War II. However, there's rumor that all over the city that there are secret tunnels. One of them talks about in 1880, one of these legends anyway, an earthquake that happened in 1880 that caved them all in, including a church that was filled with gold. So lots of mystery, lots of intrigue. But it is cool, they do events there as well. And so I guess during Advent they have it full and they do some markets and things like that. In 1993 they had a massive rave that apparently is famous or infamous depending on how you look at it. So when you do your walking tour of the city, definitely go through it. It's a really cool part of history. And it's also right near the Strashmarovo Promenade. So that's just kind of a walk through the town that takes you to a lot of cool places. Again, this is all in the upper town. So here we are in the tunnel, 350 meters long. And it's not like, I don't know, you can definitely imagine having it as a place to get away from bombings and whatnot.
It's also connects to main roads of the town, so it's really nice that they let you use it currently because it's really hot outside. Then we get to cool off and cut through instead of going around the city. We're doing squats for Powerades. Here in the square, and they have a thing where you can do 30 seconds of squats for free Powerade. So that's what Dad just did.
For lunch, we went really cheap. We just popped into this little bakery right here, got a ham sandwich, a couple hot dogs and a slice, pizza, another sandwich, and we were less than 10 euros. So we can feed each of us for less than €2. That's cheaper than I can buy groceries for, so I'm pretty happy with it. So when we watched the soccer game last night, we just sat here, and they've got this big screen set up. They actually have the full brackets, everything that's going on with the game, which, by the way, this, dude, I'm just gonna slaughter it. So it's called Pivinca Mali Mida, and they had awesome service. They had great drink options. Their pizza was good. And yeah, it was a fun place. And we had dinner here at Curry Bowl, which was delicious as well. So there are so many great places to eat here. You want to get one of those again? It was really freaking good.
All right, the last thing we're doing today is we're gonna go to Lake Jarun, how do you pronounce it? Any idea? Jarun, and just do some swimming and hanging out. The lake is just 20-minute metro, or not a metro, a tram ride, tram number 17. And we're just going, yeah, about 20 minutes, and it's about a 15-minute walk to the lake. So we're gonna go just relax and enjoy the rest of this afternoon. It is kind of late, we're getting there a little late. We'll probably stay for just a couple hours and swim, of course.
So the tram, the Google Maps directions, drops us about 1.2 kilometers away from this lake. The walk is through an interesting neighborhood. There is a claim made by the missus that we could have taken a route that got us within 400 meters. So we'll either confirm or deny that when we return. This lake is definitely off the beaten path and not in a very touristic area by any stretch. There is a bunch of ice cream shops, a few bars, so you can get drinks. It's actually starting to drizzle a little bit oddly, but let's show you the lake. More of a pond than a lake, but a decent place to cool off. So I don't know. I'll let you know at the end if I feel like this is worth adding to your list here in Zagreb or not. What do you think so far?
If we were here and it was super hot, I think this is more value too. Now. And if you have time in the city during the day, like there's nothing else happening, it's too hot to walk around that much. So I'm super glad.
There you go. There are a ton of there's like 3 or 4 restaurants along the lakeside, a bunch of bars too, so if you want to have a beer or a Coke or water or whatever, you can. Ice cream stands, so it is a nice place to spend an afternoon. Now, if you're doing Zagreb the way a lot of people do, it's a pretty quick one-day thing. But if you're going to spend a day or two here, this is kind of a cool place to come. It's going to mostly be local people. You're certainly not running into a whole bunch of tourists. But it's easy to get to. And again, like, it's hot. Good way to spend a hot afternoon, cool off.
It's kind of crazy because it's so hot outside, but it's so gloomy. It like kind of messes with your brain.
Yeah, it is a little bit overcast today. The water though looks really clear. I mean, it's fairly clean looking water. And Croatia is supposed to have very clean water, so not a lot of concern here. This guy over there brushing his teeth in that drinking fountain, for example. We're gonna have dinner back in town, so what did we do, guys?
Ice cream!
Of course, we had to just grab a few ice creams just to keep a few calories up.
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, I'll have a taste. And keep everything going. And I think we're about ready to pack up, so figure maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours here is probably plenty, unless you're gonna have lunch and swim or come maybe when it's a little bit later, or earlier in the day and hotter. But instead we decided to take naps, which I'm very happy with that choice. We're actually taking a little bit of a different route back. We're gonna be on the tram as well, but a different line. In fact, I think this line would have been better in the first place. It's a little more direct path and walk through the neighborhoods. But anyway, it's cool. You get to walk past stuff like, behind me there's a public pool, there's a soccer field, a big track meet. And so you get to definitely see a part of these cities that you may not see otherwise as a tourist. The park was pretty fun though. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Yeah. It's a park. It's a lake out of park.
And they have turtles.
There are turtles in the water. Anyway, we'll pop on the train, go get some pizza. Probably the same bar we got pizza at last night, so it's delicious. And then maybe have some popcorn, watch a movie, and call it an evening.